Today, let's find out what the digital marketing situation is in India. Join me for this episode. I'm your host, Christoph Trapp. Hello, everyone. I'm Christoph Trapp, your host of the Business Storytelling. And we are going around the world. We've had an expert from Africa. We've had experts from Germany, Europe, experts from Australia. And today we're stopping in India with Bhautik Sheth. He is the founder of Ivapanan Digital Marketing Services and an expert at digital marketing in India. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Christoph, for inviting me. Thank you so much.
So obviously, as we're recording this, I am in Cedar Rapids, and it is 10:05 a.m. in the morning. I've actually been to India before. It's 10 and a half hours, something like that. You're 10 and a half hours ahead of me. So 9:30, right? Is that what it is?
Yes, it's 9:35.
Thank you for staying up for us to record this show. So the last time I was in India, I really, really appreciated it. I was in Mumbai, which is on like the eastern side. The western side.
Yeah.
What, in relation to Mumbai, where are you located in India?
Yeah, so I am from Gujarat in Surat, and we are very near to Mumbai. So it's somewhere around 4 or 5 hours drive by road. And you can say that we are the neighboring city or neighboring state where Mumbai is situated.
Got it. Awesome. All right. So let's dive in. When I was in India, which was now, I think, 4 years ago almost, maybe 5 years, 2015 or 16, one of those two. What are you currently seeing in digital marketing? What are currently the trends? What's working? What are people focusing on?
Yeah, so see, Christoph, India is a huge country. If you see the population, there's already 130 billion population. It is very difficult if you see the demography of the Indian audience. And as a marketer, when you see, there are so many different variation you see in the demography. For an example, if you are talking about Mumbai, if you are talking about my state, Gujarat, we are in the western region. But when you go to the southern part of the India, the people are very different. The same if you go to east side of the India or northern side of the India, people are very different. So what we have seen all over these years, that the habit of the people have changed. Specifically speaking, in last couple of years, that there are more and more internet users. Now, as you've seen, India is a developing country. So the biggest challenge for the marketers over the years was there are not so many people who are very much regularly using the internet. So there was an era of cyber cafe. So many people used to go to cyber cafe 15, 17 years ago. Then there came the era of desktop computers. Then people started buying desktop computers at the home, though they used to have computers at their offices. But then it was a very rare case that they used to have computers along with the internet at home. So after 2010, that we have started seeing this change, thanks to the smartphones. Though smartphone, for all the companies, India used to be a very big market. Still, India is a very big market for the companies like Oppo, Vivo, and Samsung. But then this company came, Reliance Jio. They have changed the scenario altogether. So almost 3-4 years back, Reliance Jio came into the market. They started offering internet for free. And that was the time when so many new internet users, they started adding into the market. And then the opportunity arrives. What I have seen in last 5 to 6 years, though there are more internet users, more social media users, but at the same time, there are more digital marketers. Now there are so many agencies, there are so many companies, freelancers, individuals. They are doing digital marketing from the very early age. Blogging and all these things used to be a very rare case 7, 8, 10 years ago. But now there are very good bloggers, there are very good social media marketers, there are a very specific group of people who are focusing a lot on the Google ads. So this is how India has emerged. Now, when we are in 2020, believe me, Christoph, that we are seeing a great potential in India, and there are many marketers of US. Now they have started looking towards India. So I don't know, should I give the name of those marketers or not? but then they have started their operation in Indian market because they are seeing a great, huge potential among small and medium scale businesses or large scale businesses in India.
And so, of course, India, the official language is English, right?
Yeah, so official language is English, but then the majority people are speaking Hindi. Hindi is the language that the eastern part, western part, and the northern part, they speak Hindi a lot.
And so, but with English being so prominent as well, it's relatively easy for American marketers, British marketers. I mean, really, a lot of countries speak English to really enter the market, right? Because I can, you can read my book in English, right? Because you speak English. Very,
Yeah.
Interesting. How about so when you said the internet became free, what does that mean?
Okay, so that was a very good marketing campaign ran by the company called Geo. So they literally started offering the free internet. So the data was free. So you can use the data for free. And that was somewhere around 2 or 3 GB in a day. So that was the reason that most of the people started watching some web series online. And Netflix, they entered into the Indian market like anything. Then there was Amazon Prime, they entered. As you see, there are people who are not so rich, or they normally don't afford a mobile with the kind of more than $100. They started buying the mobile somewhere around $100 or $150, and then they started using the internet. Now, after using the internet, they started watching all these web series and all that. That was the time period because that company was offering internet for free, and that almost they used for so many years. And slowly and gradually the company started taking some token amount from them, but the habit was there. People were very much habituated by using internet. Now they could not live, or they could not live without internet. So I think that was a revolutionary step taken by the company Geo, and it's a very great case study for every company. If you see globally, it's a great case study.
So, are most people using the internet on mobile devices? Then is that kind of what happened, or how?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So mainly you see that tablet users are very less, but most of the people, they carry mobile phones. The trend among the youngsters and the working professionals is they are carrying two smartphones, and both the smartphones, they are having internet. If you see the premium category mobile phones, that has become so common among the a specific segment of the people. So iPhone, if you talk about iPhone, if you talk about Samsung Note or Samsung Galaxy, that has become so common. I must say that the companies like Oppo and Vivo specifically, they have literally created this buzz among the a specific segment of the people who are at the very middle of the society financially, or lower middle of the society. They started buying these phones. Second thing, you will see this only in Asian countries, that people used to buy mobile phones on loan. So that is what we call EMI. This
Don't forget that you can get the new Content Performance Culture book on Amazon or authenticstorytelling.net. Let's create a culture where people can create content that has a chance to perform.
that you will see most of the people are using the mobile phones, and hardly you are going to see the people who are going to use tablets. Laptops are another device that most of the people are now carrying with them, specifically the youngsters, the millennials. They carry the laptop like anything. But if I say the two companies, they are very revolutionary in the Indian markets. A couple of years, those companies were Vivo and Oppo. So these two companies have literally understood the Indian mentality. They have actually understood what kind of requirement they are having. So they started offering very cheap mobile with the very good features, specifically with the very good camera quality. And believe me, these two companies have literally changed the mindset of the people. And today even you see that most of the people are carrying the mobile phones of Vivo and Oppo, and these are the people who may not be using any vehicle, so they don't have any two wheelers, they don't have any bike, but then they can afford spending money on the mobile phones. So yes, mobile phone users have literally increased in the Indian market substantially in last 4 or 5 years.
So that's interesting because obviously the marketers they need to make sure their content works on mobile phones, right? I mean, it has to be truly mobile first, I guess.
Yeah,
And so,
absolutely.
yep. So what are like are these? I mean, these are smartphones, right? That people use. So it is
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
web. What
yeah.
are some things you've noticed that marketers have to focus on to hit that audience and do it well? What are people doing?
Yeah. So see, still people, if you let us start from the website altogether. So
Mhm.
when you are creating the website as a marketer, you do all kind of testing on your desktop or your laptop. But then what I feel that still there are people, marketers, they are not testing on mobile phones. They are not focusing on the loading time of the website on the mobile phone. And another thing, what I have observed that when it comes to the content creation, specifically the video content creation, still the vertical videos are not been so popular or not been so utilized. Still, they are going with the same old kind of horizontal videos, what specifically used to be developed for the laptops and the desktops. So these are the two things that I have always felt. Another thing, Christoph, I would like to say here is the role of the landing page. When you are running any campaign as a marketer, you want people to come on the landing page. Now, when you're targeting people over mobile phones, obviously they are using the data. Unfortunately, at many part of the India, the data connectivity is not so good. If you are in the connection of the Wi-Fi, you are with the good connectivity. But if you are going outside, you are roaming, you have to suffer a lot with the data connectivity. Now, in this case, when you are targeting your audience with the mobile ads on social media, on Google, or maybe like even on the email, and if they are going to click your ads, they you want them to take come on the landing page. So I feel that the role of the landing page is still not been understood very wisely by the organizations. There are individuals, marketers, freelancers who are doing very well, but when I see to the larger picture, the bigger companies, they're still struggling. Most of the time they are taking people to their homepage of the website, and you know that it is of no use if you are going with a very specific campaign. So these are 3 points that I've observed as far as mobile is concerned, and that use of the digital marketer for the mobile is concerned.
So why? So the landing page. I mean, that is a problem I notice as well in other
Yeah,
parts of the world. When people say sign up here for whatever, and they send me to the
yeah,
homepage, and then I have to figure out what to click on next.
yeah.
So why? What kind of tips do you have for people to get away from that?
Okay, so before I give any suggestion to them, I literally want to raise the issue that why people are not very much clear about the landing page. The first reason is lack of awareness, lack of knowledge. So this is a very knowledge-based industry. So we all know that people need to get some knowledge for it. Still, many mid-sized businesses or the small-scale businesses, they are not so eager to even create a website. So if they are not eager to create the website, the role of the landing page is so like very far for them. So number one, they are not so eager for the website. Number two, when they are creating the website, they are very much dependent on the website development company. So whatsoever they want to do, they have to connect with the website development company or any freelance website developer. So they don't have in-house talent who can do a little bit for them, a kind of landing page creation on WordPress or something like that. That is another issue. Number third, if you see that websites like Unbounce or ClickFunnels, they are almost like they're very costly for Indian audience. If you see Unbounce, they are spending premium at 159 US dollar per month. So if you multiply $1 with say 70 rupees, so that is very expensive for a regular businessman. So they are not ready to spend money on the landing page software like Unbounce. That is another reason they are compromising with it. Uh, okay, so let me come on the another part also. Most of the people, they have started developing their websites on the WordPress, and they have understood the role of the plugins like that can be very useful to create the landing page like Elementor or something like that. So that is the thing now people have gradually started understanding. They have started investing in the Elementor, and they're using that plugin to create some basic but very good landing page. And I think it's a very nice beginning, although. But I think if you see again the size of the country, it is going to take a couple of years that everybody or mostly all the companies will started doing the same thing.
Takes time for sure. But you can really, I mean, creating a landing page, there's so many tools out there today. I mean, you could, as you just said, you could really just do it in WordPress, right? I mean, I've set up landing pages in WordPress and, and I saw one earlier today where you go to their homepage and the homepage actually is their landing page. And it was a tax service and you go there and all it says is start your tax return and it has a form, how it works, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's super easy, right? I bet you their homepage. So I guess that's the other side of that coin. If you're going to send people to your homepage, make sure the homepage can convert people. Certainly, that's interesting. So I also found it interesting that you mentioned that millennials are now moving back towards using laptops more. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, so let us bring into the academics and the universities and the colleges into the picture. Now that is another side of the entire situation what we were discussing. If you see the way academics has evolved in last 10 years, digitization was always a big challenge for the colleges and the universities. Still, they used to have the chalk and board kind of methodology even in the colleges, and that was the reason that the family they used to invest in the computers rather than the laptops. So they used to buy desktop computers when their child used to study in the school. But now when they started moving into the college, they have to work on the projects and they have to create some project works and all that. So they started understanding that the role of the mobility is very important because the students, they go to each other's places, they go to college classrooms, or they also go to the college library, and they require something on which they are very comfortable to create their projects. And that is the reason that the parents started giving them the laptops rather than the desktop. So I tell you one thing: this is the shift from the desktop to the laptop, but this is not a shift from the mobile to the laptop. Though they are shifting from desktop to the laptop, they do carry mobile phone, and a very good mobile phone they are carrying. So if I say on an average, even right now, people are carrying mobile phone that cost somewhere around 12,000 rupees or 15,000 rupees. So if you want to convert, $1 is equal to 70 or 71 rupees. So they're carrying a reasonably very good smartphone with all the features. Along with that, now they are also carrying the laptops.
Got it. Yep. I mean, I haven't had a desktop in forever. Currently, I don't actually use even a laptop. All I use currently is my iPhone and my iPad. And for the most part, it works. I do have a wireless keyboard, right? So right now I'm in my office and I have the iPad on a stand and I'm, looking up things as we're talking to have the exact example, for example, and I type on here. So you mentioned earlier there, so on mobile, so right now, of course, I'm in my office, I'm on the Wi-Fi, but when you're out and about, right, people use data, and you mentioned the data isn't very good. Certainly, there's parts in the US where it's not good either. I was in Germany in October, and their data network is just terrible. I mean, it did not work very well. So are most of these people using data when they are on their phones, or are they on Wi-Fi networks?
Yeah, so now at the many public places, the central government and even the state government, they have started creating the hubs for the free Wi-Fi. So that is a very good initiative taken by all kind of governments in India. So there are so many places you will find some free Wi-Fi zone. So you can go and you can log into your account and you can use the free data from the Wi-Fi zone. Otherwise, absolutely, they are using this data. As I said, they are carrying more than one mobile most of the time. So if they have the option of using two different smartphones with the two different the companies, they're providing the telecom companies, and they are using data from both the companies. So that is another thing that has increased a lot. But the problem of this, all the telecommunication company, including Vodafone, yeah, they are not so good in terms of the data and spectrum and all these things comes into the picture. But yeah, so most of the people, when they are not in the connection of the Wi-Fi, they use the data a lot.
Got it. So, I mean, but there are no data limits, right? Or, I mean, it's free, or how is that working?
No. So there are some packages. So all these companies are selling the packages. So if you want to buy the package of somewhere around 1 GB per day, 2 GB per day, or higher the packages. So people are now become so selective in terms of their usage. So if I talk about myself, so when I'm at home, I have two different Wi-Fi connection. I go to my one office, I have a connection over there. I go to my another office, even I have two different Wi-Fi connection over there. So when hardly I need to use the mobile data, because out of 24 hours, I am any of these three places and I am in the connection of the Wi-Fi. So most of the professionals are living the same life. They most of the time are either at the office or home or maybe a restaurant or maybe an hotel. So many times they are, connect in the connection with the Wi-Fi only. So yeah, so even though those who are using the data, so they understand their usage, and normally you see that 1.5 GB or 2 GB data is a very common thing per day that these companies are providing to the user, and many users are very comfortable using 1.5 GB or 2 GB per day data.
Got it. So, as long as they're on Wi-Fi, it doesn't make a big difference whether or not
Yeah.
it's video or, rich media or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did actually blog about that over on authenticstorytelling.net, how marketers do need to be aware, because I ran out of data 1 month, and it was because apparently, I was watching too many videos and watching too many animations and those kind of things, or podcasts. So what are some of the formats marketers use? I mean, everybody's saying video is coming up, immersive video, podcasting. What are some of those strategies you're seeing in India?
Yeah. So in India, most of the marketers, most of the agencies, they are highly dependent on the creatives. So when I say creatives, it's all about the creative designs. Believe me, Christoph, if you are a very good graphic designer, you have a great future in India. So many organizations, they are hiring the graphic designers at a by providing the very good salary, and that is the one of the most important format that most of the marketers are using. Now a chunk of the people just started moving towards this video thanks to TikTok, because TikTok has made people understand the importance of the video. Prior to that, obviously there was Snapchat and Instagram stories, but still, only because of the TikTok in last year, people have really started understanding the importance of the video. So yes, people have another format. They started using this, but still, I think that the formats like GIF or maybe another content, kind of like if you say ebooks or case studies, checklist, the calendars, and all this kind of content, I think India is still lagging behind in creating such content. They are very much happy coming up with the creative ideas and creating some absolutely wonderful designs and all that. So this is the very first choice of most of the agencies and marketers here.
Got it. Makes sense. Great. What other trends have we not discussed that are worth sharing here?
Yeah. So I think when it comes to the trends, let me tell you that India is a very good market if you know how to use Instagram. So people are not so crazy about Facebook now. That is a very sad part as a marketer. But then people have started using a lot like Instagram. That has become their first choice. YouTube. There are so many YouTubers in India, and believe me, they're earning a lot of money through YouTube. So YouTube is a very good platform if you come to India and if you want to earn money. So these are the two platforms that has been improved a lot or people have used a lot. TikTok is very growing. So basically, TikTok has started grabbing the attention of the the people who are residing in somewhere the suburban areas or the rural areas. They started using TikTok a lot. So this is another trend that India is focusing right now in terms of creating the content and reaching out to the people, thanks to the concepts like EduTalk and something like that. So the marketers like us who wants to connect with the people, even we have started using the TikTok only because of this reason, that you have the huge market using this TikTok. That is another trend that has now coming up very fast. Technically, if you see the technologically, mobile applications. So many companies they've started developing their mobile apps. Uh, though website was still a very big challenge for the organizations, but now their first choice, slowly but gradually, has started becoming the mobile apps. They want to invest in the mobile apps. They want to create the mobile apps. Though their first priority is not a website, but then they started creating their first priority as a mobile apps.
So when you say TikTok is growing, I mean, it is growing everywhere, I think, but how are people using it? What's the, have they figured out how
Yeah.
to use it for their
Yeah,
companies?
yeah, yeah. So, like I've seen some mobile application companies, they've started using TikTok ads. So yes, TikTok ads, even TikTok themselves are doing a lot of advertisement in India. They are giving the 2,000 rupees credit to start with the TikTok ads. And yes, there are companies, mobile applications, dating apps. They have started using TikTok ads a lot. Organically, if you see that there are hardly any organization who has started using the TikTok, but then there is a role of the influencers. Most of the people are using TikTok here for the entertainment, and believe me, there are millions of people who are following them and millions of people who are liking their each and every video. So that's a great potential of becoming the TikTok influencer. India is the big market where people are using TikTok to become an influencer, and yes, companies are paying to them just to promote the products through their TikTok, even through Instagram stories and Instagram posts. So influencer marketing is also getting very popular nowadays in India.
Yeah, very, very interesting. And so, what's interesting about that comment actually is so a lot of times marketers think of how do we use TikTok, right? And they think
Yeah,
they have to set up an account. But
yeah,
maybe what you just said was what's kind of an eye opener. Maybe the answer to use TikTok isn't to be on TikTok, but
exactly.
to try an ad on TikTok, right? So if you have your ad in the middle of this high performing video or towards the end or at the beginning or whatever, you might be able to entice that audience.
Yeah.
Interesting. Didn't didn't think of that. So that's a fantastic
I
takeaway
think
to
I
begin
think
with.
this Christoph, if you think from the point of as a marketer, I think this can be a very revolutionary, and because everybody started understanding that the companies they want people with a lots of followers. The Indian businesses they are crazy behind the accounts who have a lot of followers, whether it's an Instagram or maybe Facebook, the page likes, they have lakhs of page likes, millions of page likes, they are going to hire them, and now the TikTok. So yes, influencer marketing is literally growing like anything.
What So let's talk about mobile apps really quickly to look into that topic. So you said people are developing mobile apps, and
Hmm.
94% of mobile apps are opened exactly once,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So how do people? Have you seen any strategies that work to get people to not just open it once, but to keep coming back?
Yeah, so let us come to the ads part. So most of the advertisement, if it's Google or something, or Facebook, they are providing this kind of objective that you want to re-engage your audience with the same mobile apps. The companies are not ready to spend money for that, believe me. And you're right that this is again the problem that they are creating the mobile apps. They are, they're spending money on ads so that more and more people would download the mobile app, install the mobile app, but unfortunately, they are not focusing on the recurring utility. So that is another problem. What I have figured out in the last year or so, that if as a company you are not creating the utility, the recurring utility, then people are not going to come again and again on your mobile app. Although these companies are very much smart that now they are using the push notification a lot, but that is the only way they are calling their users again to use the mobile apps. There are some mobile applications like Zomato. They are using this, offers on the food deliveries and something like that. That is the only way they are attracting the users to reuse their mobile app again and again. But if you say that an conventional, traditional kind of organization, for an example, an organization who is helping people in investment, if they are coming up with the mobile phones, they don't have anything that can impress the users to open that mobile app again and again. So yes, this is another side that literally need to be figured out, that what you can do. So idea is not only to having a mobile application, but you have to literally create such features, such utilities, so that user should come again and again just because of that utility.
Yeah, so I know I have some of my favorite apps, and some of them I only open when I need them.
Yeah.
But it's certainly a select group. So definitely that's interesting to see, and hopefully people can make use of that. I Bhautik, I definitely appreciate our discussion here on trends in India. Where can people find you on the web?
Pardon, Christoph?
Where can people find you on the web? Your Twitter handle,
Yeah,
website?
yes. So people can find me with my name, that is Bhautik Sheth. So I am available on the Facebook. You can find me on the Twitter. You can find me on the TikTok. You can find my podcast on Anchor, or even on iTunes. You can go to my YouTube channel. So I have my own vlog. So Christoph, I have my channel with the name of Bhautik Sheth only, but then I'm running this vlog with a series of hashtag Ask Bhautik. And believe me, I'm running this my vlog in my vernacular language, that is Hindi, as I said again, because there's a huge market with who only understands Hindi, and they are not so much comfortable with English. So that was the reason I started my vlog series 2-3 years back on YouTube, and slowly and gradually, when people have started, connecting with me on the YouTube, they started watching my videos. So people who wants to connect with me, they can connect with me on any damn social media. I am only not available on the Tinder, so kindly do not try to find me on Tinder.
All right, great. Thank you so much for joining us. Bhautik Sheth, an expert in India. We took a look at what is happening with digital marketing in India. Thank you for sharing your insights, and thanks everyone for listening. Until